Jace Lejeune from Gridiron Football. I'm joined by, as always, by
Sophie Gischel.
Sophie Gischel. Sophie, thank you for hopping on the show once again and talk about the Gridiron Football Player of the Week. And this is something we're going to be doing all season long. And I appreciate everybody that's tuning in right now live as we're going through it. And I appreciate everybody that's voted for a Gridiron Football Player of the Week for Week 3. We appreciate everybody that has voted or donated to the cause. If you donated, we really can't thank you enough. If you donated, your name's actually on the sponsors page on our website, so you can check that out. But all the money that we are raising is going towards our Gridiron Football All-American Bowl game at the end of the year. So we appreciate everybody that has donated to our cause. But yeah, Sophie, once again, we had a lot of nominations this week. We had about 50 nominations from coaches, and we had to kind of narrow it down to 15 just so we can have, narrow it down. We can't have 50 names down. So we had to narrow it down, and we narrowed it down to 15. So just being a finalist is a huge honor, and of course we let the fans decide from there, because these are all great performances, and if we didn't put them on the list, we didn't think that they were deserving at least of being a Player of the Week nominee. So we're going to get right to it. I know people are waiting to see what their favorite player his name being called, so I know we're going to get to it, Sophie. But once again, 15 names. We had a quarterback win it in Week 1. We had a linebacker win in Week 2. So we're about to find out who wins our Gridiron Football Player of Week 3. So let's get the list started.
Alrighty, we'll start us off strong. Number 15, Elton running back, McKeelan Lemoyne with 6 votes.
Well, we've proven that if you can be on this list, Sophie, a lot and not win, if you're on this list every single week and don't win, you can make a case for Gridiron Football Player of the Year still, just because of your consistency throughout the year. And so far, McKeelan Lemoyne is making sure he's putting his case up, because he was on this list last week. So, you can be on this list as much as you want until you win. So, McKeelan Lemoyne, again, just incredible numbers. 379 yards rushing in a game is absolutely insane. That's back-to-back 300-plus yard performances for McKeelan. Had 4 touchdowns in that football game as well. And then he hit every bit of it, because it was a high-scoring 64-62 win over Montgomery. So, and there's another player on this list we're going to talk about from Montgomery, but he was able to help this team win that football game. So, big performance there from McKeelan Lemoyne. Wish he had a couple more votes, but he's definitely making his case of maybe being, if he's on this trajectory, maybe a Gridiron Football Player of the Year finalist at the end of the year.
He's definitely on that path right now. Number 14, Turlings Catholic defensive end, Andrew Frooge with 14 votes.
Yeah, Frooge. We got that Louisiana twang to it there for sure. But Andrew's a guy we talked to at our media day, Sophie, before the start of the year, and he's a great pass rusher, can go in the backfield and make a lot of negative plays, and we want to recognize defensive greatness just as much as offensive greatness, and Andrew Frooge certainly was one of them. 10 tackles, 2 sacks, had an interception, which is really hard to do if you're a defensive end, to have an interception. That's really hard to do. 2 forced fumbles, and they needed every bit of that. Once again, another close game, 24-20 against a really good Notre Dame football team. So not the Fighting Irish or anything. It's a Pios down in Crowley. So big performance there from Andrew. He's also invited to play in a Gridiron Football All-American Bowl game as well. So outstanding defensive player for the Rebels, and a big reason why they're undefeated to start the season.
Alrighty, ready for 13?
Ready for 13, Sophie. Hit it to me.
Como running back, Jaden Celestine with 31 votes.
Yeah, you have to do something special. We actually get a lot of running backs on this list. We get 40, 50 nominations, and all the stat lines kind of look the same. 20 carries, 200 yards, a touchdown, 2 touchdowns. You kind of need to stand out with your stat line. There's so many running backs when we have only 15 positions. So Jaden Celestine was one of those stat lines that really popped. 24 carries, 320 yards, and 5 touchdowns. And they won the game 42-28. So 5 of the 6 touchdowns scored in the game were him. So I think that actually, if you can put Jaden Celestine 35, New Iberia 28, they still would have won the game because of his touchdown. So great performance there for Jaden Celestine, 31 votes. But great performance there for Como and for Jaden. And this is a guy that has really helped the Spartans to a 2-1 start to start the year. So great performance there by Jaden, and this is a 2027 running back, so maybe a running back we can still watch in the future coming up.
Alrighty, number 12, we got St. Thomas More wide receiver Christian Bro with 77 points. Votes. Yeah. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, 77 votes, and you got that Louisiana twang right there with Bro, yeah, for sure, with the Breaux. But St. Thomas More, we know what they're going to do. They like to throw the football. They've thrown the football a whole lot. If you know about all the great quarterbacks that have gone through the years over there at St. Thomas More, Walker Howard, who played quarterback at LSU, and he's actually at the starting quarterback for the Raging Cajuns right now, and Jack Besh, who's playing wide receiver for the Las Vegas Raiders, was a receiver at St. Thomas More. So you're going to put up some pretty good numbers at St. Thomas More. Christian Bro did that. 7 catches, 166 yards, 4 touchdowns, so scored in the end zone a lot of times. Also had a 2-point conversion. And keep in mind, the 4th touchdown he scored in that football game was actually the eventual go-ahead game-winning touchdown. So, yeah, just throw it to Christian Bro. He's going to find a way to catch it. But that was a big-time win. It's not often you see both St. Thomas More and Acadiana. Those are 2 high school powerhouses, both at 0-2. And for St. Thomas More to get that win, that was big, because you don't really see St. Thomas More or Acadiana, those type of teams go 0-3. So that was a big performance by Christian to help the Cougars make sure they get their first win of the season.
Wow, good job to him.
Yeah, for sure. They needed it.
Number 11 is from Alabama. Mm-hmm. We got Hueytown defensive end Keegan Horn with 323 votes.
Yeah, our first Iowa State player, Sophie. So we get players from not only Louisiana but from the other states as well. Hueytown's always been one of those programs that's been a consistent program, a playoff caliber team, championship caliber team in Alabama. So they've been a really great program. Keegan Horn, as another defensive player that we're talking about, 11 tackles, 3 sacks, 5 TFLs, and 2 fumble recoveries in a 28-7 win over Bessemer City. This is a really talented player, Keegan Horn is. He's actually committed to play for Cincinnati, the Bearcats, so a Division I prospect right there. But yeah, there's not a lot of high school players that can block a guy as a Division I prospect like Keegan Horn. 3 sacks, 5 TFLs, 2 fumble recoveries. I'm sure Bessemer City was tired of seeing him and did not want to block him anymore. But he played a huge role. Their defense only gave up 7 points, so big performance there by Keegan Horn. And he's definitely a guy in Alabama that I know offensive coordinators definitely don't want to play against and definitely don't want to game plan against.
True. Alrighty, number 10, LaSalle athlete Tough Street with 454 votes.
So that's like my favorite name. We were talking about that earlier. I mean, Tough Street. I mean, that's just an awesome name. Like, you have to be a football player with a name like that. Tough Street.
His parents knew what they were doing.
Oh yeah, of course.
They were like, we're gonna make him cool.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, has to be the coolest guy in school for sure with a name like that. But Tough Street had 243 all-purpose yards, 3 touchdowns on offense, and you have to dominate. With a name like that, you have to dominate the game. He dominated the game. 243 all-purpose yards, 3 touchdowns on offense, had 5 tackles, and an interception, and a forced fumble on defense. And it was a close game. They defeated Maryville 30-22 in that football game. So offense, defense. You're Tough Street. You're the toughest dude on the football field. So that's what Tough Street did. Great performance, and they needed it. That was a great individual performance that helped LaSalle get that win over Maryville last week. Tough Street, Sophie. Tough. That's tough.
If you have the name, you've got to be it. So.
Oh yeah, you have to be tough, right?
Alrighty, number 9. From Episcopal, we've got running back Taj Calahhan with 464 votes.
I am very familiar with Taj Calahhan, Sophie.
Call for him quite often, huh?
Yeah, call his name quite often. It's called Touchdown Taj Calahhan. If I have a dollar every time I said touchdown Taj Calahhan, I think I'll be a pretty good right now
Pretty well
financially,
off?
pretty well off. I think so, Sophie. But how about this game? I had to ask Coach Bourgeois about this. Were y'all playing football or were y'all playing basketball? Because the score like this, 66-57, Episcopal won that football game. A lot of points, and the reason why they won that football game and scored 60 points, one of the big reasons is Taj Calahhan. 30 carries, 267 yards rushing, and 5 touchdowns in the football game. Episcopal's always had great running backs. So if we just 2 years ago, the bowl game in Baton Rouge, we had the MVP was Braden George of the bowl game, and he actually played at Episcopal.
Oh, yeah.
So this is another Episcopal running back that's going to be really good. And this is only really his 4th career game at running back because he played defense like his whole high school career.
Oh.
Now they need him to play offense, so he's playing running back now.
Seems like he's doing pretty good.
He's doing pretty good. I mean, I can't argue against those numbers. I mean, rushed for 5 touchdowns and almost 300 yards. And man, did they need it because they gave up 57 points too. But you need your star players to score and touch the ball a lot, and Taj Calahhan did. So also invited to play in our bowl game this year. Went to our camp this year, so it's great to see Taj Calahhan put on a performance like that for sure.
Alrighty. Number 8, we've got Live Oak quarterback Kaden Jones with 467 votes.
Yeah, that's good for Kaden. Kaden's another guy we also invited to play in our bowl game as an athlete, and he's a great athlete. And a lot of people kind of overshadowed his performance because me and you are actually going to go see Dunham play tonight with the number 1 quarterback in the country. He kind of got overshadowed a little bit by Elijah Haven, but he had a great performance in that game, and it's great to see him get some shine here in this past week. Just video game numbers, completed 17 of 23 passes, 419 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Also had 44 yards rushing on the ground and another touchdown. So if you're counting at home, that's 6 touchdowns in one game for Kaden Jones. So and they put over 50 points on the board against a Ponchatoula football team. It's a 5A team. So not too shabby there for Kaden Jones, and he's an exciting player to watch. And I know we're about to talk about another exciting player to watch coming up, who also put up some video game numbers as well this past week.
We got number 7 from Montgomery, quarterback Mason Jordan with 622 votes.
Mason Jordan, and you're going to be seeing him this year at the end of the year, Sophie, because we're going to talk about it, but he's committed to play in our bowl game at the end of the year.
Awesome.
But Mason Jordan, it's crazy to think that I believe they're 1-2.
Really?
But the 2 losses, they've scored over 50 points, and this was one of the 2 losses they scored. And they still lost the game. Like, I don't know what else you can do there, but Mason Jordan, he did enough for his team to win, I can tell you that. He completed 30 for 35 passes, 353 yards, 5 touchdowns, ran for 3 more touchdowns, also had 4 2-point conversions, and you think they won the football game by that stat line. But they came up just short. Do you know against who? McKeown Lemoyne, the 15th, the guy who ran for 379 yards and 4 touchdowns. So we have a representative from the winner of that game and the loser of that game, and it turned out to be the loser of that game actually was higher on this list. So just explain all that to me, Sophie. I really don't know.
They're battling on the field and on our little list.
Oh, that's right. I mean, I don't know who's keeping track of the stats that night, but God bless you, because that is a lot to keep track of with both those 2 teams. But definitely great season so far. Starting off, Mason Jordan is one of the top quarterbacks in the state of Louisiana, and it was great to recognize him for his stat line, what he was able to do this past weekend.
Now we go back to my favorite state.
Oh, we gotta go back to Texas. Okay, all right.
Number 6 from DeSoto, we got quarterback and running back Sarrod Baker with 1,480 votes.
Yeah, if you want to pick a program in Texas, DeSoto High School's not too shabby of a program to
not
choose.
At all.
They're a championship program, got a lot of great talent. And everybody talks about Ethan Feaster. He's a big 5-star wide receiver, and hopefully LSU's in the mix for him. But we'll see. But they also got another really talented player too. It's not often you get a guy that's a quarterback and a running back, but it shows you he can do both. But he's got a lot of offers already. I believe he's got offers from Minnesota, San Diego State, Texas State, UNLV, so Division I college programs. And when he threw the ball, he was as effective as you can be. 5 for 5. I mean, that's perfect. 100% completion, or 79 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then he's a running back too, so he's going to run the ball. 22 carries, 170 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the ground. So add that all up, 249 total yards, 5 total touchdowns, and they win it in big time fashion, 67 to nothing to nada. So yeah, that's how you ball out right there.
They did not hold back.
No, hey, it's win it big or go home in Texas, right? You should know that, huh, Sophie?
Bigger the better.
Yep, they won big. I can tell you that much. So, was ever going to our top 5, Sophie?
Starting us off at top 5, East Feliciana, wide receiver Ryan Moore Jr. with 1,868 votes.
We talked about Taj Calahhan earlier at Episcopal. It's going to be fun because we're going to have 2 Gridiron Football Player of the Week finalists to get the call tomorrow, because Taj Calahhan will be going up against Ryan Moore in East Feliciana. Ryan Moore is a spectacular player, and I think a guy that a lot of people need to pay attention to. He is a dynamic player. 5 catches, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns, had 2 interceptions on defense, both returned for touchdowns as well, had 8 tackles on defense, also ran the ball 60 yards, and they won the game 47-26 over Albany. So Ryan Moore, whether it's on offense, receiving touchdowns, defense, returning interceptions for touchdowns, he's returning kicks for touchdowns. Like, this guy is dynamic. I think if you're the other teams, like, yeah, let's don't throw the ball his way because he could pick it off. And if you're East Feliciana, like, hey, throw him the ball more because he makes dynamic plays like this. Still another year left, 2027, so he's still a junior, but he's a dynamic player, dynamic athlete, and man, he's fun to watch. So if you want to get a chance to watch East Feliciana play, check out Ryan Moore. I can tell you that much. I'm excited to see him play tomorrow.
Alrighty. Number 4, we've got Loyola College Prep quarterback Brian Restich with 3,573 votes.
Yeah, Bryce Restich. So, yeah, Bryce Restich. There you go. Bryce Restich. Yep, from Loyola College Prep, quarterback in the Shreveport area. And Sophie, there's a lot of great quarterbacks in the Shreveport area. Even one of them, Pop Houston, he just committed to LSU. So, but I think he gets overshadowed by a guy like that. But Bryce Restich is one of the best quarterbacks in the entire state for the 2027 class, and he's got the Flyers off to a high-flying start. So, they're 3-0, and they've been scoring a lot of points. Bryce, once again, doing this thing, 14 for 17, 327 yards, and 5 touchdowns. That's a great stat line for a full game, right?
Oh, yeah.
This was just only one half. He only played one half and then sat out the second half. But it's crazy to put up numbers in just one half of a football. Had the second highest game efficiency rating in school history in the win as well. 64-13 over Cedar Creek. Bryce actually won a Gridiron Football Player of the Week Letterman jacket patch like this one last year. So he was trying to get in the running again. Trust me. He's going to be another guy we'll probably see on this list a whole lot throughout the year. So Bryce Restich went to our camp earlier this year. We have high praises for Bryce. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the state, and he showed like it, and I think that's why the Flyers could be really dangerous this year when we talk about the playoffs and maybe a state championship this year.
You never know.
Never know.
Alrighty. Back to Texas for number 3. We got Palmer High School quarterback Eric. I'm so sorry.
It's a tough one. I gotta admit, Eric Cisneros.
Cisneros, thank you, with 4,111 votes.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I had to kind of pronounce that a couple more times. Like, is it Cisneros? Is that how you say it? But yeah, Eric Cisneros from Palmer High School in Texas, and just an athletic dude. When you talk about just pick up a ball and figure out how to do anything, that's that type of guy. 5-sport athlete. We're talking about 5. Yes, 5-sport athlete. Football, basketball, baseball, track, and golf. So he does.
When does he sleep?
I don't know. But that is pretty impressive. And it turns out he's a pretty good quarterback as well, Sophie. It turns out. He completed 11 of 16 passes for 270 yards, 3 touchdowns. He also ran the ball 20 more times for 165 more yards and 4 more touchdowns. So that's 435 total yards and 7 total touchdowns. And they won the football game 56-35 over Edgewood. This guy is a pretty dynamic athlete. I'm sure you could give him a hockey stick and a hockey puck. I think he can figure it out too. That's just the type of athlete he is. But great performance, and another Texas quarterback on this list. So, hey, Sophie, the Texas quarterbacks are looking pretty good on this list as well.
We had one last week and one this week.
Yeah, there we go. We have to add the Texas quarterbacks in there for sure. So, Sophie, we're getting pretty close to our number 2.
We are. We've got another one from Live Oak, wide receiver Cash Davis with 12,204 votes.
Well, I gotta say, Cash Davis was cash money for the Eagles. He really was. 7 catches, 225 yards, and 3 touchdowns in that win. Remember, we talked about earlier, his quarterback, Kaden Jones, was on this list earlier at number 8. Now we have his teammate, Cash Davis, at a wide receiver. He's got a lot of great talent at wide receiver, and that's not one of them. I mean, Cash Davis is one of them. You also got Calvin Urson, who's one of the top players in the 2028 class, getting all kind of Division I offers. So Kane's got a lot of weapons to throw the football to, and really the hot hands, I guess, were Cash Davis. 3 touchdowns, 225 yards receiving. Yeah, that's a pretty good night for that passing game for Live Oak. And a strong showing there for the Live Oak Eagles. But Sophie, we're about to go to number 1. And our number 1 player is actually by the largest margin of victory we've had in quite a while. Yeah. So we want to give a thanks to everybody that's donated and voted, of course, to Gridiron Football Player of the Week. Sophie, we got a little drum roll. Who's our Gridiron Football Player of Week 3?
We've got Buckeye linebacker Ty Curtis with 33,155 votes.
And that's amazing. He won by over 20,000 votes. What was the margin? So no controversy here. No okay, who won here, who won there? Ty Curtis, never in doubt. And I just gotta say, round of applause to Buckeye High School. Great job, guys. And it was a great performance there, too, by our winner, Ty Curtis. Ty Curtis, the linebacker. What does I guess, Sophie, about to ask, what do linebackers like to do? They like to tackle, right?
Oh, yeah.
They like to hit.
They like to hit people.
They like to hit people. Well, Ty did a lot of hitting last week because if you add up all the numbers, he had 24 total tackles in the football game. So think about that. You know how many times probably the PA announcer said Ty Curtis on the tackle during that game? I don't think you even have to look at the number, look at the plays. Oh, Ty Curtis is on the tackle. Ty Curtis on the tackle. Yep. So that's pretty impressive. He's an all-state linebacker for Buckeye High School. He also, the other day, has been kind of like last week when Kaden got his one Player of the Week, and he got the bowl game offer. Yeah. Same thing here. Ty Curtis won Player of the Week, and yesterday he got his Gridiron Football American Bowl game offer. So he went to our camp earlier this year, and they needed every bit of those tackles because they only won the game by 1 point, 27-26 over South Beauregard as well. So yeah, big performance there. It's not often you see 24 tackles. A lot of people say I had 24 tackles in a season, and that's pretty good. But he had 24 tackles in one game, so I can't imagine what his stat line is going to look like at the end of the year. Probably have 500 tackles at this rate. But Ty Curtis was just awesome performance for the Panthers. And yeah, I mean, he's especially have a guy in the middle of your defense. You know what that can do for you. Look at LSU right now with Whit Weeks and Harold Perkins and all of them flying around the football field. So having just that stalemate at linebacker makes a whole lot of difference for your defense. Sophie, that's 2 linebackers back-to-back weeks.
We're moving away from the offense and heading towards the defense this year.
What's going on, offense? I mean, we start off things good with Cooper Babin, the quarterback of San Marino. here we go. So if it's going to be a quarterback award, we're going to win quarterback every week. But no, the last 2 weeks have been linebackers. So give a shout out to the defense. Give a shout out to the linebackers. Good job. Round of applause.
Offense has got to up their game.
Yeah.
These linebackers outdo them.
Yeah, well, there's always another week. We're still early in the season. It's going to be week 4 coming up next week. So if you're wondering, Ty, what is your prize for winning Gridiron Football Player of the Week? Well, you get this pretty cool Letterman jacket patch. You'll be getting this pretty soon. You get to show it off in front of the rest of the school. Say, hey, I'm the Gridiron Football Player of the Week. I mean, just talk about. We talked about Tough Street earlier.
Oh, yeah.
That's tough, you know. They get that Letterman jacket
He's
patch.
gonna be tougher than tough.
As tough as it can get, it's right there. I like it. I like it. So we're not going to stop with these puns or anything about tough. No, we're not going to stop. But he's going to win a Gridiron Football Player of the Week Letterman jacket patch. So congratulations, Ty, for that. And we'll get a chance to interview Ty and his coach as well. So make sure to check out that. That'll be posted somewhere on during Friday. So congratulations. Get Ty some more media coverage as well. Congratulations on a great performance for winning our Gridiron Football Player of the Week for Week 3. Same deal, Sophie. Next week, we're going to be doing this once again for Week 4. And same deal. So we're going to start nominations on Friday. And then we'll accept nominations from coaches and fans. We'll close everything up at noon on Monday. We'll narrow down their top 15 that afternoon on Monday afternoon, and that's when voting will begin. Same situation as always. Next Thursday, we'll close voting and donations. Donations at 8 o'clock in the morning. Voting at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then the show, as always, on Facebook and YouTube will be live at 5 o'clock. So, Sophie, any final thoughts from today's show?
Apparently, someone can be tougher than tough.
And that's Ty Curtis. And that's Ty Curtis with his performance. So, you know the tally right now. So we have Samuel quarterback Cooper Babin, Week 1, Pine linebacker Kaden Steiner, Week 2, and then Buckeye linebacker Ty Curtis in Week 3. Come on, Texas. Come on, Alabama. I mean, it's been all Louisiana so far. So far, it just comes to show you that Louisiana's just the best state in terms of football.
Okay.
Well, so we've been a great show. I appreciate Roman handling the camera for today's show as well. Guys, we'll catch you up next week. Make sure to go to our website, gridironfootballusa.com. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll see you all next week on our Gridiron Football Player of the Week show. Congratulations to Ty Curtis.